Hey, how are you today, my friend? Have you ever felt like the sun was angry at everyone? Extreme heat is becoming one of the biggest threats on Earth. Some cities get so hot that roads actually start to melt. Your body works overtime just to keep you alive in this weather. Even healthy people can collapse without warning. The scary part is that most people underestimate the danger. Heat can quietly damage your brain, your heart, and your kidneys. Scientists say these heat waves are becoming stronger every year. This might only be the beginning of a much hotter future. Stay with me, because what comes next is even more unbelievable. Have you noticed summers do not feel the same anymore? The world is getting warmer because greenhouse gases trap more heat. Cities become giant ovens because concrete holds heat all day. At night, the temperature sometimes barely drops at all. Your body never gets the chance to fully recover. That is why people wake up already feeling exhausted. Air pollution can make hot weather even more dangerous. Millions of people now experience record-breaking temperatures every year. Experts believe these extreme events will happen more often. The next fact might completely change how you think about your own neighborhood. The moment you step outside, your body starts defending itself. You instantly begin sweating to cool your skin. Your heart pumps faster to move heat away from your organs. If you lose too much water, your blood becomes thicker. That makes your heart work even harder. Soon, you may feel dizzy, weak, or confused. Ignoring these warning signs can become life-threatening. Heat stroke can happen much faster than most people expect. Quick action can save a life in just a few minutes. The next secret about extreme heat is something almost nobody talks about. Some places on Earth are so hot, they almost seem unreal. People there carefully plan every hour around the heat. Cars can become dangerous ovens in just minutes. Metal surfaces can burn your skin almost instantly. Animals hide because survival depends on staying cool. Even technology struggles when temperatures get too high. Power grids often face enormous pressure during heat waves. Air conditioners become a lifeline for millions of families. Scientists keep watching these places for clues about our future. The next story is about something even more surprising than the hottest desert. What if extreme heat changes where people can actually live? Some experts believe certain regions could become much harder to inhabit. Farmers already struggle as crops suffer from rising temperatures. Water becomes more valuable every single year. Wildfires grow larger and spread much faster in hot conditions. Animals are forced to search for new habitats. Communities must adapt to survive a changing climate. Every choice we make today can shape tomorrow. The future is not written yet, but time is running out. In the next part, we will uncover the unbelievable science behind record-breaking heat. Have you ever wondered why some days completely shatter temperature records? The answer starts high above us in the atmosphere. Greenhouse gases trap more heat than they used to. That extra heat builds up year after year without taking a break. Weather patterns can lock hot air over the same place for days. Scientists call this a heat dome because it acts like an invisible lid. The trapped air keeps getting hotter with nowhere to escape. That is why one hot day can suddenly turn into a dangerous heat wave. These events are becoming more common across the world. The next discovery might surprise you even more because the ocean is part of the story. Most people think only the air is getting hotter. The truth is, the oceans absorb most of the extra heat. That changes weather patterns all around the planet. Warmer oceans can fuel stronger hurricanes and bigger storms. Coral reefs begin to die when the water stays too warm. Fish move to cooler water searching for survival. That affects fishing jobs and food supplies for millions of people. Even beaches can change because rising seas reshape the coastline. Everything in nature is connected in ways we often forget. The next part reveals why cities feel so much hotter than the countryside. Walking through a city on a hot day can feel unbearable. Buildings, roads, and sidewalks soak up sunlight all day long. After sunset, they slowly release that stored heat. That keeps cities warmer long after the sun goes down. Trees help cool the air, but many neighborhoods do not have enough of them. Dark rooftops absorb far more heat than lighter surfaces. Heavy traffic adds even more heat to the environment. Air conditioners cool buildings, but they also release warm air outside your own home. That creates an endless cycle of rising temperatures. The next fact explains why extreme heat can quietly become deadly inside your own home. You do not need fire to face a deadly situation. Extreme heat can silently become one of the most dangerous natural hazards. Older adults and young children are especially vulnerable. People working outside face even greater risks every summer. Dehydration can sneak up before you even realize it. Your body might stop sweating when it is in serious trouble. Confusion can be an early warning that something is very wrong. Waiting too long to cool down can have devastating consequences. Knowing the signs can save your life or someone else's. The next part will show you simple tricks that can make a huge difference during extreme heat.
The best defense against extreme heat starts before you feel thirsty. Drink water regularly, even if you feel completely fine. Wear light-colored clothes that help reflect sunlight. Try to stay indoors during the hottest part of the day. Use fans and air conditioning whenever possible. Take breaks often if you have to work outside. Never leave children or pets inside a parked car. Check on family, friends, and neighbors during heat waves. A few simple habits can protect you from serious danger. In the next part, we will uncover the unbelievable places where temperatures are still rising beyond imagination.
Some places on Earth get so hot they almost seem impossible. The ground can become hot enough to burn your feet in seconds. People avoid going outside unless they absolutely have to. Animals hide in the shade waiting for cooler hours. Even machines can stop working because of the extreme temperatures. Scientists travel to these places to study the limits of life. These locations help us understand what the future could look like. Every year, new temperature records continue to be challenged. Nature keeps reminding us how powerful heat can become. The next part reveals something even stranger because the human brain reacts to heat in surprising ways. Extreme heat does not only affect your body, your brain also struggles when temperatures rise too high. You may find it harder to focus on simple tasks. Your reactions can become slower without you noticing. Small mistakes become much more likely in hot weather. That is one reason accidents increase during heat waves. Sleep also becomes more difficult on very hot nights. Poor sleep leaves your brain tired the next day. A cool environment helps your mind work much better. The next discovery explains why athletes respect extreme heat more than almost any other challenge. Professional athletes train for months before major competitions. Even they respect the danger of extreme heat. Their bodies lose huge amounts of water through sweat. They carefully replace fluids and minerals throughout the day. Coaches constantly watch for signs of heat exhaustion. Training schedules often change because of dangerous temperatures. Winning means nothing if your health is at risk. Smart preparation is always more important than showing off. Extreme heat can defeat even the strongest competitors. The next part uncovers how technology is helping people survive hotter summers. Engineers are creating smarter ways to stay cool never before. Some rooftops are designed to reduce heat naturally. Scientists are developing better cooling systems that use less energy. Cities are planting more trees to lower temperatures. Weather satellites now predict dangerous heat waves earlier. Apps can warn people before conditions become life-threatening. Innovation is becoming one of our strongest defenses against heat. The future depends on combining science with smart decisions. The next part asks the biggest question of all about our future. The future is not decided yet. Every small action adds up over time. Saving energy can make a bigger difference than many people realize. Planting trees helps cool neighborhoods naturally. Protecting water becomes more important every single year. Communities become stronger when people help each other during heat waves. Science continues to discover better solutions every day. Hope grows when people choose action instead of fear. The story of extreme heat is still being written. The final chapters may depend on what we choose to do today. Extreme heat does not always look dangerous at first. People often think it is just a hot day and nothing more. But inside the body, things can go wrong very fast. Organs start to struggle when the temperature keeps rising. The heart works harder to push blood through the body. Dehydration slowly drains your energy without clear warning. Some people collapse suddenly, even if they looked fine minutes before. This is why heat is called a silent killer in many studies. Awareness can be the difference between safety and tragedy. The next part reveals how heat changes human behavior in shocking ways. When temperatures rise, people do not think the same way. Anger and stress become more common during hot days. Small problems suddenly feel much bigger than they are. Traffic accidents increase because drivers lose patience faster. Even simple conversations can turn into arguments. The brain becomes tired faster in extreme heat. Decision-making becomes less clear and more impulsive. This is why crime rates sometimes rise during heat waves. Heat does not just affect the body, it affects the mind too. The next part explores how animals survive in extreme heat conditions.
Animals have amazing ways to survive extreme temperatures. Some creatures sleep during the hottest part of the day. Others dig underground to escape the burning sun. Camels can survive long periods without much water. Desert foxes have large ears to release heat. Birds change their activity times to cooler hours. Even insects adapt their behavior to avoid overheating. Nature always finds a way to balance survival. But even animals struggle when heat becomes too intense. The next part shows what happens when heat affects entire ecosystems.
Extreme heat does not affect just one species. It can damage entire ecosystems at the same time. Plants begin to dry out and lose their natural strength. Rivers shrink and water sources become limited. Animals compete more aggressively for survival. Food chains become unstable and unpredictable. Forests become more vulnerable to wildfires. Small changes in temperature can create big consequences. Nature depends on balance, and heat disrupts that balance. The final part reveals the biggest warning scientists are giving the world.
Scientists are sending a serious warning about rising heat. If temperatures continue to increase, many regions will change forever. Some areas may become too hot for normal life. People will be forced to adapt or relocate. Food and water shortages could become more common. Heat waves may last longer and become more intense. Technology alone will not be enough to solve the problem. Human choices will decide what happens next. The future depends on what we do right now. And this is the most important message you need to remember about extreme heat.
Maybe extreme heat is not just about temperature. Maybe it is a message we are ignoring too long. The Earth does not speak, but it always responds. Every degree we add changes the story of life itself. We thought nature was stable, but it is always listening. The heat we feel outside might reflect something inside, our choices. Nothing in the world rises without consequence, not even temperature. The future is not waiting. It is already being shaped quietly. And the real question is not how hot it will get, but how much time we still have before we finally decide to change.